WZR Radio starts now. You can join us in the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat. Or call into the show at 518-712-3070.
I'm coming up for air so I can check myself again, and I stand proven to the man but sheltered. Confidence
Now, here are your hosts, Matt Boone and Ryan Clark.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tuesday, February 9th, 2010 edition of WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com and a bunch of other websites. I am, as always, your host, Ryan Clark. We'll be here for the next 2 hours. We've got a lot to talk about. It's been a pretty crazy week, TNA-wise, with all the news, rumors, just a ton of stuff that we have to talk about, exclusive stuff that I haven't put up on the website yet because I don't have it exactly confirmed just yet, but what we do have confirmed and some of what we don't, we're going to talk about here tonight, and a bunch of other stuff. UFC was this weekend, Monday Night Raw from last night, and Super Bowl as well, right? Matty B, what's cracking, man?
Oh yeah, how we doing this week, man?
We're all right, man. It's been pretty busy. We just aired the State of TNA address before we came live. That was I'll tell you what, man. That was the first time that I've heard that. You had told me some stuff about it. Said it was pretty wild, and it was good stuff, my man.
Yeah, Bubby knows what he's doing, dude. That shit's always good. I listen to that all the time.
Yeah, he was pretty, I still can't, I mean, the stuff a few weeks ago where, with the Twitter messages and all that other garbage, I don't know, I used to be a huge fan of Bubba, you know what I mean? And, I don't know, in the past few weeks, it's not.
He's good at what he does. When it comes to radio, he's,
right.
You know, he's one of the good people in it, but, you know, I guess when he crosses over into wrestling, it doesn't translate as well, but what was I going to say? Crap, now I forget. Oh yeah, did you hear Hulk Hogan on the other, he did RVD radio a couple days ago or something. I listened to this RVD radio. He was kissing RVD's ass to the point where you wanted to puke. It was bad.
Really?
We could play that next week if you want, but yeah, it was pathetic.
Yeah, I heard about it. So I think that may be up on one of the YouTube sites.
I gave it to you. I sent it to you.
From YouTube?
No, from my computer.
Oh, so it's a file.
Yeah, I sent it over AOL.
See, I didn't even know it came in. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I heard stuff about that. That was,
Sabu was on the line. Hulk Hogan called in and was kissing his ass, and RVD was talking like he might. Yeah, RVD was talking like he might actually be coming too. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but it was pretty interesting to listen to for sure.
Hey, we've got a ton of people here tonight. People in the live chat room. You can do our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there tonight. Lots of people listening live as well. Like I talked about at the top of the hour, you guys that follow the websites that I report on, over the past week broke a story. When did that break? It was.
You talked about it right at the end of last week's show because people were expecting it all night, and then I brought it up at the end, and you briefly mentioned what was going on, and then I guess you just got more and more throughout the week.
It spiraled out of control. I mean, the best way, basically, if you don't know what we're talking about, the news of Kaz, Frankie Kazarian, and Tracy Brooks, and
suicide,
Kaz, right from TNA. I put the story up, and I didn't know if I wanted to run with it at first, just because it's a fairly personal situation. But then you hear stuff about Tracy from years ago. I mean, stuff that I haven't put up on the website. We're going to talk about this in depth, and why I put the story up on the website. Cause I still haven't
even touched it. You know that, right?
A lot of people haven't.
Yeah, I haven't touched it yet.
A lot of people have backed off of it, and then. I mean, when the first story came out, and then I had I think three different people email me and claim that they had relationships with them, and it just.
Were there any attachments in those emails? I was just curious.
Well, you had the first email came with the nude photos. That was the porn star Layla Starr, and I talked to her directly. At first, I was talking through a friend of hers, and then I talked to her directly.
A porn star, and you find out
she sent pictures, and then I had a stripper from Tampa, Florida. We'll talk about this later, but I had a stripper from Tampa, Florida, and then I had a former WWE diva who we haven't been on the best terms in the past, and we'll talk about it. I got voicemails, text messages.
That is what I wanted you to talk about, the voicemails.
You've been hounding me on that.
Voicemail.
I can't do it, man.
Let me ask you, if this was the Howard Stern show, would they play the voicemails?
They would. They would. When you make a promise with
oh, fuck a promise, dude.
Yeah, I have a feeling that person is listening live, and if I were to play, give me a few weeks. I'll think about it.
Pussy.
How's that? Pussy? Fuck you. Dude, I'll think about it. I got we'll run all that stuff down later. We got to talk about Monday Night Raw. We got to talk about UFC 109, which was this past Saturday.
We got to talk about the entire chat room calling you a pussy in unison right now.
Nobody's calling me a pussy.
Everybody.
Nobody's calling me a pussy in the chat room. Stop. Yeah, you're right. WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. I'll think about it. It's something that I'll think. I want to.
Maybe we should make that the poll.
Yeah, do it.
We've got to read the personal stuff, but yeah.
Eventually, I've got text messages, which I think I could reveal. The voicemail, I was going to wait a few weeks, kind of let this thing die down, and then when nobody was watching or listening, I was just going to kind of bring it out. It'll be old news. It'll be old news by then. You know,
I'm not sitting there listening right now, dude. Calm down.
If I play it and you get me in trouble here, I'm going to be.
What are you going to do, get an email or somebody yelling at you? Who gives a shit?
Come to Florida and beat that fucking punk ass, bitch. No.
You got to do, man, but just make the show good. Cause you got the goods right now. What are you supposed to sit on?
All right, we'll do it. A little later. Hour number 2. Think about it for hour number 2. All right, WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Get to the live chat room right now and let you know all the latest details. Cash, Tracy, that whole deal. Monday Night Raw, we're going to talk about that from last night. UFC 109, as I just noted a few minutes ago. I didn't think that pay-per-view UFC was not so good. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't great, yeah, that's for sure. I didn't think it was all that great. I mean, I knew the main event was going to be Trey. You knew Randy Couture was just going to, destroy him. So anybody who went in thinking anything else, I mean, everybody I knew was thinking maybe Mark could pull it. Like, Mark Coleman's not going to pull that off. What do you?
Right.
There's not a chance in hell. I mean, it turned out exactly the way I thought it would. He would gas out. He wouldn't be able to strike. He would dive at his legs, and he would have no success with that, and that's about it.
And you knew he was going to gas, too. You know
of course.
What I mean? And you know that Couture's been in, and I'm sure Coleman has too, but they've been in 5-round fights. And Couture, you know that Couture can go 5 rounds, and he looks pretty damn good. I mean, he can go at least
46 years old. I mean, he's insane. Yeah, definitely. The fans didn't really enjoy the show too much either. We can read the results off real quick so that I can change this. But pre-show poll, we had which show since the last WZR broadcast did you enjoy the most? Coming in first place was Raw with 47% of the votes. Second place was TNA Impact with 38% of the votes. UFC 109 came in third place with 9% of the votes, and SmackDown was in last place with 6% of the votes. So,
yeah, for you guys that don't know about the poll, we've got when we do a poll, basically on the media player that you guys are listening live to, on the bottom left-hand corner, I think it comes across right on the main screen as well if you're listening. But just click that little poll button in the bottom left, and you can vote on whatever kind of poll we're taking. And because we have so many new people listening tonight, because we had that State of TNA address before we went live, we're here every Tuesday night, guys, 7 to 9 Eastern time. So if you're new, this is your first time listening, you come back every Tuesday, 7 o'clock. WZROnline.com is the official home of WZR Radio. So if you like what you hear, come on back. There's your poll. We've got a live poll up. Matty B just put it up, and he says, should we play the Tracy Brooks Kaz voicemails, which is obviously going to be a resounding yes.
We got to get the Army on our side, man, and get you out of your little pussy cave you hid yourself in. Come on, look at the votes already. Holy Christ.
We all know that Ryan Clark is no pussy, my man, and fuck it, dude. The hour number 2, we will air voicemails, dude.
There we go.
I can't believe you guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wasn't going to do that.
We got 67 votes for yes already.
8, I'll tell you what. I guess
you got 10 pussies that shouldn't be listening. I don't know what their problem is.
Well, I guess if we're going to play it, we've got to hype it up.
Exactly.
You've heard it, right?
I've heard the one. You have more than the one, or just the one?
Yeah, I'm only going to play that one.
Okay, it's well worth listening for too, because it was funny when you played it. I thought you called me up all excited and stuff. I was like, dude, shut up. And then you're like, hold on, listen to this. And then you got me with that, because that shit was hilarious.
They're talking about some of the shit that there's sex tapes out there. Yeah, and
it was just like Bubba the Love Sponge on the pre-show. They opened up, Hulk Hogan plays the voicemail of Linda Hogan bitching him out on his voicemail. It's the same thing as that, only it's for this situation, Kaz and Tracy Brooks.
Yeah, the voicemail is Tracy Brooks, and she.
That's who that is?
Yeah, she calls the porn star. She calls Layla Starr, and on the voicemail she says, I know there's a sex tape out there, and you better fucking give it to me, and you better fucking answer your phone, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, Jesus, dude. I mean, this is and the voicemails from last week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got to get some, like, cat clips or something, cat sounds or something, you know. Cat fight. Got a cat fight.
Yeah, she got
porn star and a knockout cat fight. What do you think of that?
And there's other people that I haven't confirmed yet. And the key is in order to be able to report this stuff, you've got to be able to confirm it, because you don't want to speculate. But it's turning into like and we talked about that. I mean, Tiger Woods is a megastar in the world of
Letterman.
The world of sports. You know what I mean? Tiger Woods is a Letterman as well, but this is turning into more and more of these girls, and most of them are strippers or cocktail waitresses or porn stars, or, and more and more of them are. And the problem is in order to get them confirmed, they've got to send photos or text message or something where I know where it came from. You know what I mean? In order to put this stuff up. So I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I think it's great. I just think it's great. We got to play them voicemails. Everybody will enjoy them. Something to look forward to for a change.
We're not done. By the Tracy Brooks, in all my reports stuff, I've made Kaz look out to be this nasty player. You know what I mean? Like just a pimp that goes out.
He kind of seemed like the guy who supports all the women during breakups and stuff. That's how you're coming off in my eyes. Like you're how dare he cheat on her? He did this and he did that and he did this.
No, it's not just. It's Tracy Brooks. Tracy Brooks, I guess, was with Robert Roode years ago. Well,
I don't even know the whole story, so you gotta like break it all the way down from beginning to end.
All right, screw it. Let's talk about Raw, and Kaz is pimping in the chat. Moha22 Kaz. But Tracy Brooks and Robert Roode back, shit like that. We'll get into it later.
Yeah, you got to do from beginning to end. I'm sure a lot of people are like me and they don't know the whole thing right now.
All right, we'll start wherever. I got. Let's get the plugs out of the way. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. Going to be taking your live phone calls in hour number 2 as well. Stay tuned for that. We'll give out the phone number here in just a little bit. And what else, man? That's about it. We had, what'd you do over the weekend? I know Super Bowl was Sunday.
I set up a bunch of friends were in town that don't live around here anymore, so I was hanging out all weekend, just partying, and then the Super Bowl, I caught that. That was a great game. I actually watched Raw. I didn't watch Raw live last night, but I downloaded it today, and I skimmed through and watched the shit I wanted to watch. So, I'm pretty much caught up on everything. I watched Impact this past week. I downloaded it. So,
Impact was good, my man.
Impact was great. I thought Raw was good, too.
Right.
You had Christian, you had the Shawn Michaels stuff, you had Brett at the end, and I thought it was a good show, the Legacy stuff.
That was, as far as Raw is concerned, and Impact as well.
Even, even Carl Edwards, the guest host, he was doing great. I thought he was pretty good for. Yeah.
And the thing about that is you had, who was it, Joey Logano and Kyle Busch, right?
Yeah.
And they sucked.
He took a couple shots at him too, which I thought was fun. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was comfortable on the microphone, which is important because a lot of guys get out there and they're too wildly tight, you know.
Exactly, just like Logano and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wasn't that bad, but I mean, to go out there, he's not used to doing that. I mean, they sit in a car and go out there in front of,
you don't even see their face, you know. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, Raw, back-to-back weeks, and it's WrestleMania time, you know what I mean? The road to WrestleMania begins, and I like the storylines, man. They've got intriguing storylines. You know, the Brett versus Vince stuff is really well done so far. You've got the legacy build-up or breakup, which has been really well done as well. You've got the Shawn Michaels Taker storyline, and you kind of don't know where they're going with it, you know what I mean? And that's a change because usually you can watch Monday Night Raw and you just know.
I like how they're tying little details into it too. Like that was even at the Cena Batista thing. They were talking about why Cena was wondering why Batista would even do it, you know. And then Vince McMahon said, "Well, Batista, you threw him out of the Royal Rumble," and then you know they bring in little things back as like explanations for why they're doing things. So like, everything kind of makes sense right now, which is rare because usually nothing makes any sense.
Yeah, it's been the last 2 weeks has been really well done, and TNA Impact as well. I think you watched this past week, and the week before I think you saw too, right?
I've seen Impact since January 4th. I've seen them all. I mean, I've downloaded them. I haven't watched the whole show, but I watched it.
You, my man, look at you getting back in.
More than I was noticing that. Other than watching Raw last night, and I think I watched it last week because of the Brett thing. But other than that, I've been watching Impact more than Raw lately.
We got to talk about TNA more, man. We don't
barely ever talk about it. There's a pay-per-view this Sunday.
That's right, against all odds, right? Yeah, so we'll spend some time on it. We got all the time tonight, man, because there wasn't a pay-per-view on Sunday, so just kind of, I don't know, shoot the shit.
Hey, would it be good radio if I got up and took a piss right now? Cause
good radio?
I think that's got to happen. I think that's got to happen, buddy.
Do that, because I've got to do a quick plug here.
All right, plug away. I'll be back.
All right, no doubt. I'm going to New York City this Saturday night, and I'm going to take the train down again. Supposed to leave here, I don't know, at about 3 o'clock. I'm going to be down there, I'd say around 5 o'clock, and I'm going to offer the same deal that I did last time. Last time I went down, and I think, who was it? Was it Not Nice in the chat that I met up with last time? I think that's who it was. But I mean, there was a blizzard last time I was down there. So we're going to try it again this Saturday. We'll see. I don't know, if you're in the New York City area, if you're going to Ring of Honor this Saturday night at the Hammerstein Ballroom down in New York City, you want to meet up, buy you a beer, buy you a drink, dinner, if not too many people show up. We'll sit down, get together, and we'll do that this Saturday. It's not a gay thing. It's not a mandate thing. It's nothing like that. It's just meeting up and me showing thank you to you guys for supporting the website. So that's this Saturday night. If you're in the New York City area, Ring of Honor, you're going to the show, you're not going to the show, if you just want to meet up for a drink, quick bite to eat, shoot me an email, webmaster@prowrestlingscoop.com. Once again, webmaster@prowrestlingscoop.com. And we'll meet up this Saturday night. I'm going to Ring of Honor this Saturday.
Are you buying people dinner again? What are you doing?
I'm buying people dinner again.
Root beers and dinner again?
Root beers, whatever.
You just did that whole speech. Let me buy you a beer. We'll meet up and hang out and I'll get you something to eat and we'll talk about wrestling.
Thank them for their support of the website. And is there a problem with that?
No, it's just one of those.
It's just one of those. Ring of Honor this Saturday night. Webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. If you want to meet up. Let's who we got? Poll results. Should we play the voice? 81% say yes. 18% say.
That's also 137 votes. The yes.
137 votes, no doubt. A lot of people listening tonight, guys. If you're new, you can join us every Tuesday night. We start at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We go to 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So every Tuesday, 7 to 9 Eastern Time. Come on over to WZROnline.com and get in the live chat room. WZR
so quietly, the chat room is loading up as we speak. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, lots and lots of people here tonight, which is God. Maybe we should hype up a pre-show every week, right?
Or voicemails every week. Try and get some of those every week. That'd be great. We have material for a change. We're sitting on material.
For next Tuesday. How long is what was the Hogan RVD thing? Is that long?
Oh, Christ. What happens is he does like 10 minutes, and then he's got to go talk to a lawyer or something. So he hangs up, and they talk to Sabu and a bunch of callers, and it's corny. There's like a topic of the day, and it's what you fear. The RVD will, pick up the phone. Hey, John from Cleveland, you're on the air. What is your biggest fear? And it's just gay as hell. So, but then Hogan comes back on for like another 40 minutes after that. So it's all jumbled all over the place. It would be a mess to try and play.
So, well, I mean, we'll do that. Let's just play whatever. I mean, if Sabu's on there as well, we could air that. I mean, who cares, you know?
All right. Sabu's like Ed McMahon. They just go to him and he says like 3 words and he shuts up and they mute his phone or whatever.
As he puffs on a Dutch or something. Right?
Probably, yeah.
All right, so we'll air that. So that's your pre-show for next Tuesday. And we're going to air Bob Van Dam, Hulk Hogan from last Wednesday.
You get to hear Hulk Hogan grovel on live radio. It's beautiful. What we need is we need the RVD 420, brother. That would send us over the top.
Is that what he said?
Oh, a million times. A million times.
Oh, boy. Whatever. All right. So here we go. Weekend we had, we're going to move on. Weekend we had UFC, which was Saturday night, which we're going to spend a little bit of time on later on in the show, probably in hour number 2, or maybe before the break after we get through Monday Night Raw. Ring of Honor, talked about that from this Saturday night, going to New York City, webmaster, ProWrestlingScoops.com if you want to meet up. And last but not least, before we move on to Monday Night Raw, what did you think of the Super Bowl, my man?
Super Bowl was awesome. I thought it was a good game. You said it wasn't as good as I'm talking, but I thought it was like one of the best games in a long. Last year's was great. The year before that was great, but this year I thought was also one of the best Super Bowls I've seen. Because it was like the play calling from the Saints was just insane. They were doing crazy shit. I mean, who does an onside kick to start the third quarter? Who goes for it on 4th and 1 in the first quarter? Who's interception for 78-yard return? It was crazy shit one after the other. It was awesome.
Sean Payton, who is the coach of the New Orleans Saints, you are right, man. Some of the play calling that he did, balls, man. They went for it. There was one time they went for it on, I believe it was like 4th and goal, or 4th and 2 or something at the goal line, and they stuffed them. Colts stuffed them. So that was a pretty risky call. And then, the end of the game, as soon as Payton threw both of those picks, it was over. You know what I mean?
I had the Saints too, but the Colts too. Nobody would take the bet, so I'm glad. Because I wanted to bet you, and you said, no, I got the Colts too. And I talked to my boss, Brian. He said, I got the Colts too. And nobody would take the bet, and I'm glad they didn't because I was ready to bet big too.
Yeah, nobody gave, as far as which team was better. You can never bet against Peyton Manning, but everybody was rooting for the Saints. You had Hurricane Katrina years ago, and, it would just be... They've never been to the Super Bowl. They've never won one. So it's just like if the Lions were to make it to the Super Bowl next year, there would be huge output from Detroit and all that area. Not only that, but it was I think it was Super Bowl 44, and the Saints had been in existence for 44 years, and just lots of corny stuff like that. But they said the gist of it is New Orleans won, and
Drew Brees was the MVP, right?
Drew Brees was the MVP. Oh my God, dude, he was something like 33 for 38.
It was a record for most completions in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tied the record.
He was on fire, man. But it was a fairly good game from top to bottom. Super Bowl. I went over to my buddy Dan's house, had a big party over there, and somebody went out, and I guess somebody knew somebody at Pizza Hut, right? And they called and said, I got like 16 pizzas over here that, I'm just going to wind up throwing out. Do you want them? And sure enough, girl goes out and gets them and comes back with 16 fucking pizzas. And Jesus, this guy's not playing around, right? He had chicken fingers and everything else. It was a good time. Lots of beers over there as well. And
the commercials sucked too, by the way. I thought the commercials were trash this year. The Leno, Letterman, Oprah thing was like the only interesting one, and the Doritos one was Betty White, the old chick, and what was it? The Who played the halftime show. I played a little Who during the pre-show.
What did Betty White say? She said something like, "That's what your mother said," or something.
I don't even remember. I just remember she was getting her ass whooped, and it was Betty White. And,
then she stood up and said something like, "That's not what your mother said." It was hilarious. And the Oprah stuff. I read with the commercial that featured, it had Jay Leno on one side and David Letterman on the other side with Oprah in the middle. They tried to get Conan to do that as well today online, and I guess he said that they weren't available to do anything like that. That would have been much better if they had Conan. But
Oprah is daytime, so I don't even know how she fits in there. So
maybe because she's the peacemaker. She just had Jay Leno on a couple weeks ago and sat him down and basically.
I saw that whole thing. Yeah, Howard Stern was talking. Howard, do you know they're talking about putting Howard Stern as replacing Simon Cowell on American Idol?
Dude, you sent that story the other day, but there's been so many people rumored to take that spot where I don't believe anything that I hear now. As far as Stern's not gonna come on, dude. Well, he's dedicated
like the last 2 full shows talking about American Idol and whether he's gonna do it, and I don't think he'll do it. But this is the last year on a Sirius contract.
Right.
And Simon's done after this year, right? So I mean, timing-wise, it would make sense. But
Simon's going to that X Factor or whatever the hell it is, a new show that he's got. But yeah, I don't know. Howard Stern.
I would hope not. I hope he just resigns to do radio because I don't know what the hell I would do without Howard Stern while I'm working. I'd be bored out of my mind reading and writing wrestling all day. Jesus Christ, man.
Let me say this, dude. My man, all right, Howard Stern, right? He's got like a $500 million. Is it per year? Is it?
No, it's $100 million a year for 5 years for $500 million contract.
He's got $100 million a year. All right, contract's about to expire with Sirius Satellite Radio. All right, and he's demanding more money. Listen, $100 fucking million, dude, a year, $100 million a year, and you're demanding more money. Come on, dude.
Well, that's before taxes, and he's still got a staff and all this and that. But
that's
the stock's in the toilet. So I mean, he's not really earning all that money. I wouldn't think. I mean, he's not putting Sirius way over the top the way they expected. I think they would need him for another 5 to 10 years to really grow and build things around him because he's like he's the franchise player for that whole company. He's the reason. Pretty much all the car companies are putting him in and everything like that. So
you're right. I mean, he is a major staple in the Sirius brand. I mean, when they first launched that, he was the. You should
hear him bitching about Oprah, man. He says they give her $50 million, and she doesn't even do a show. She calls in once a week to her friend Gayle King and does like an hour on the telephone. That's it. $50 million.
Is that Gayle King's got a show of her own, and then Oprah's got it's something I don't know. Oprah's. I've never been a huge Oprah.
She's a phony. Screw her.
Her people emailed me last week to say that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was on there, and I emailed her back, and I said to her, let me see if let me pull that out. I said to her, I have Oprah on in the background on my TV. I just keep NBC on all day in the back of me, and Rachel Ray comes on, and Oprah comes on, and I said I'm a male. Is it a bad thing that I watch Oprah, and she says, hey, Ryan, haha, it's okay to say you're a fan. I won't tell anyone, though. Thanks for spreading the word on Friday's show.
But it's not okay to say you're a fan. It's very wrong.
Well, Allison says that it was all right. No joke.
No, you can't watch Oprah. You can't admit to that at least.
I mean, I can't watch
Rachel Ray, that puts it over the top. I don't even know who that is, so that's sad.
Rachel Ray's the
You got the cooking show?
Yeah, but she's from Albany, so.
What? Do you know her?
The home girl. Rep the home. No, I don't know her.
Kelly's from Jacksonville. I don't get it.
I'm saying NBC's on in the background, you son of a bitch. Watch Oprah, man. Come on. Although the Tyson stuff with Oprah was that was
gold.
Yeah, that was good. All right, so here we go. We got to move on. Let's talk Monday Night Raw. Once again, guys, if you're new, a lot of people aren't leaving tonight, which is a good sign. They're staying with us. Way more traffic than normal, so if you like what you hear tonight, come back every Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com. All right, Matty B, Monday Night Raw from last night. Top to bottom, we talked about this earlier, but overall pretty good, huh?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I mean, it wasn't, amazing, but it was another good show, which is, a few in a row now. So.
A few in a row, you don't get that, not all that often these days.
No.
We had, pulled another 3.6 rating, which I believe is the third straight week.
I know they got that last week. I don't know about the week before. I think it was 3.7 the week before, and then Brett came back and it went down to a 3.6, which we thought was odd. Or something like that.
The interesting thing is, I think that second hour last night did a, like a 3.67 or 3.69 or something like that. So it would have been rounded up to a 3.7, and that's where you featured the ending segment there with Bret Hart and Vince. So I'm guessing, I haven't seen the quarter numbers yet, but I'm guessing that that segment was a pretty big draw. So I don't know, I'll have to wait and see, but a 3.7 for hour number 2 is very good.
It was vintage Vince McMahon. Everybody's using the word vintage in the chat tonight, so that's my little tip of the cap. Vintage Vince McMahon during that segment. He was crazed. It was awesome.
He was, yeah, man. And the week before when he when Brett called him out and he walked out and did that strut thing to the ring.
Is there anything better than Vince McMahon walking to the ring?
I know, right?
No, there's nothing better than it, with the arms, the kimbo, and the whole thing. It's beautiful. I remember we went to a SmackDown. You dragged me out to a SmackDown taping live when I lived up in New York. And Vince McMahon, it was like the first time I ever seen him live in person. And we're right on the aisle. Right? First row on the aisle where they walk down. So when he comes down, and Vince McMahon comes down with the power walk and the arms flailing, the whole time I'm just marking out, going, go ahead, Vince. Yeah, go, Vince. Go ahead, Vince.
Oh, man.
Beautiful thing.
Back in the day, man. Back in the day. Remember when you
drunk as a skunk right in his face. Yeah. Go ahead, Vince. Oh, yeah, you're the man. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Guys, get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Taking a live poll right now. Should we play the voicemails? We have we're going to do that anyway, so we can come up with a new poll. What did you think of Monday Night Raw last night? We'll do that for a poll. A, B, C, D, I guess. I don't know. Throw something in there. But, we kicked off the show. They aired a really well-done video package from the week before with Bret Hart, Vince McMahon, the angle from the previous week, like I said. And then we shot out back, and we had a NASCAR out back, and we've seen that, right? We saw that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they did the same thing with the donuts or whatever.
The same thing, and then we were supposed to believe that Carl Edwards was in the car, which he obviously was, as they showed a close-up shot when he was out back, and then when obviously that was pre-shot during the day, but nonetheless, when they pulled into the arena, it was Hornswoggle who was in the NASCAR. And then Kelly was in the ring, and she brought out Carl Edwards, and he plugged the Daytona 500 coming up this Sunday. Although I think it's Sunday, Daytona 500. Sheamus came out and interrupted, and basically he said he wanted the last slot in the Elimination Chamber match. The thing about this is the previous week, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he in the match? Didn't they have a graphic that showed Sheamus?
He wanted to be the last guy that comes out of the little cage, I think, so he got to get the longest rest.
Oh, was that? All right. I'm thinking, you're right, that's what it is. I'm thinking that he wanted to be in the Elimination Chamber. That's what it is. You're right, where he could come out of the cage last. So I don't know. This brings out Christian, right? Christian comes out. And
no! That shit's awesome when that music hits, dude. It's awesome.
He basically addressed the rumors of ECW and basically told us that we've got to talk about ECW, what's going to go down there, but basically it's going to be a reality-type show. Similar to, the best thing to compare it to would be UFC's The Ultimate Fighter program, where, they'll follow the guys in a house or in their personal lives and then have them build up to a big match on the show and then use veteran guys like Christian and even bigger stars, at least in the first few weeks, to showcase the younger. Basically, it's going to be guys from FCW. They're going to put them. I don't know if they're going to put them all in a house and let them chill in the house, or if we're going to follow them individually in their personal lives and then eventually build up and have matches on a weekly basis. But it's basically going to be reality-based. So Christian came out and told us that everybody that's on the ECW roster right now is going to become free agents. They can go to Raw or SmackDown or Superstars, I guess. So that's what's going on with that. And then they make a match. It was Christian versus Sheamus right then and there. And,
he hinted at going to Raw, too. He said all his Raw peeps missed him and everything like that.
Right.
I would love if he came back to Raw, because I'll never watch SmackDown. I don't care how many Jerichos and Edges and Christians they put over there. I'm not going to watch wrestling on, what is it, Friday night?
Well,
there's not a chance in hell.
The thing about it is, they had Christian come out and lose clean here, which I didn't like, but I think if he's going to SmackDown, a Raw loss to Sheamus doesn't hurt him. And then they did the angle where basically hinted that he was going to come to Raw, which is basically your swerve saying he's going to go to SmackDown. You've got Edge over on SmackDown as well, and I would send him over to the SmackDown. It just seemed like that's what they were going to do last night, as they jobbed him out to Sheamus. Sheamus hit his finisher, and that was that. That was our opening match. Then we had, a backstage segment. Shawn Michaels. This is kind of like this build where, Shawn is basically still doing this thing where he's fed up. He wants to face Taker at WrestleMania. And
when he's serious, Shawn, he's always really good. Like, he's a decent actor when he's like that. But when he does the comedian Sean, he's like a little 4-year-old, and he overacts, completely overacts. It's terrible, but when he's serious Sean, it's always good, and yeah, this is a serious Sean storyline, if you will.
They showed highlights from last week's Monday Night Raw where Batista came out. We put the report up last week, but Batista came out and attacked Cena, powerbombed him on the ring steps there that he had brought.
That looked cool as shit, didn't it?
Yeah, that was fairly well done. So they aired highlights of that. I mean, they aired it, but then Cena came out like nothing was wrong. You know, they aired it like it was a major injury angle or something, and then later in the night they never addressed it. You know what I mean?
He did his cool thing where he said, I would come out here and ask you why you did it, but it's already done. It doesn't matter. I just want to fight you. Right. I just want to fight you. And the crowd popped big for that too. So they just little corny things over.
We had what was it? The Legacy was backstage, and they teased this tension between all of them, and basically they set up matches for tonight. It was Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes. Orton was pissed off because Cody screwed him at the Royal Rumble, screwed him out of his title shot. So we had Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes tonight, and Ted DiBiase.
John Cena. Because that was the whole thing. Cody Rhodes said he could have made it to the chamber if he only had to fight Mark Henry, because he's beat Mark Henry before too. Right. But he had to fight John Cena, and he said, let's see if you can beat him, because you got to wrestle him tonight. And then Orton came in and got in Rhodes' face, and Rhodes apologized again. Orton said he knows he was only trying to help him, but tonight you're fighting me or something like that. So that's how they set all that up. But yeah, they're teasing tension between everybody. Like they had Rhodes acting jealous. DiBiase did the movie The Marine and all that good stuff.
We next match was it was our tag team match. It was the unified tag team title match. It was Big Show and the Miz. Big Show and the Miz against DX against the Straight Edge Society, which is Luke Gallows and CM Punk. Before the match, CM Punk did some mic work, basically trashed New Orleans. That was a popular place to be last night. I don't think they were in New Orleans. They were supposed to be in New Orleans tonight, and they had to move it to Baton Rouge because they did that parade earlier. But last night, where were they last night? Cajun Dome.
Somewhere in Louisiana, I don't know.
The Cajun Dome in
Lafayette, Louisiana, I don't know.
Lafayette, baby. That's what it is, Lafayette, Louisiana. So, I don't know. So basically, it came down. I thought they were going to do the thing where Jared was going to come in and they were going to shave his head. But they didn't go.
Jared from Subway, that was the corniest shit.
They've had him. He was there not too long ago. Remember when they did it was like a Mickey James joke or something. I don't
know. I just think it's great that Jared from Subway's whole thing was he lost all the weight eating subs, and now he's getting fat again. It's beautiful.
I know. Have you seen him? I mean,
it's a wonderful thing.
Night, but there were photos not too long ago where he was heavier than that.
The other thing I love is how they act like $5 foot-long subs is this great thing. Like, where can't you get a sub for $5 or less?
Yeah, exactly, dude. And not only that, but when you go to
Subway,
great
deal.
if you want a real sub, you go to an actual deli.
Yeah, you go to a deli or there's no way I'm going to eat it.
The problem is, dude, when you go to Subway, they peel the meat. Here we go talking about food. Remember the last time we got talking about? I went to Wendy's. I drove to Wendy's, but nonetheless, you go in and it's like the meat that they use is like peel-off meat that comes out of a fucking a package.
I don't need cold sandwiches anyway. I gotta go get like a Philly's cheesesteak sub somewhere or something.
Yeah,
I got a pair of nuts in my pants. I'm not going to eat a ham and lettuce sandwich on whole wheat bread for $5. Get the fuck out of here. I would not touch that.
Subway's not all that good. Go to your local deli if you want something better than a Subway.
My roommate works at a deli.
Does he?
Yep. Cuts cheese and deep fries chicken for a living. Poor bastard.
Cheese and deep fried chicken. What a living, huh?
Exactly.
I report wrestling news.
I was going to say, like, I don't even, when people ask what I do, I don't even know how to answer that question.
Well, when people ask me what I do now,
what do you tell them?
I say I cover the MMA, the UFC.
That's always, I always put that first too, because I actually do.
Well, I say I cover the UFC and MMA and wrestling as well. But wrestling's always on the back burner.
Wrestling's like a very tight thing you put at the end. Like I covered the MMA, the UFC stuff, Ultimate Fighting in the Cage.
Right.
That and like WWE and also Strikeforce. Like real quick mention of wrestling in there.
Right. Real quick mention of wrestling and then move on. But it's mainly MMA. You know what I mean? And not only
but even then, I don't know what to say. I do. Like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a writer, and I also because I do everything. It's hard to explain what I do.
Right, and then people get in. Oh, how do you make money off? How do you make money off websites?
Oh yeah, how do I get into it? How can I do something like that?
Oh,
I don't know, man. I just got. What do you want me to tell you? I've been doing it for 12 years. I just
right, you know,
I got it when the internet first started. That's how I got it. I knew this technology would take off. You know.
Well, some people think that they can make websites and make money overnight, and God, we've been here for fucking 14 years, 13 years.
12 for me, I think. What was 99? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit
Close
behind. I'm a little bit behind you, but I mean, I've been here for Jesus, man. Time flies. God damn, man. You know.
I know. It's not a job anymore. You got to pretty much call it a career if you're there over a decade. Yeah. I would think.
I know. It's crazy. Just running websites and reporting wrestling news.
MMA news. Speaking of MMA news, you should check that out.
Yeah, baby doll. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you a nice long plug.
Yeah,
we're going to finish up Monday Night Raw. Right now, we're going to do this real quick, and then we're going to spend, I want to give Boone about, a good 15 minutes tonight to talk UFC, and basically, I'm going to give you a cheap plug right now. I know you're going to plug it more, but these guys, Natty B and his boy over there, MMAnews.com, the owner of the website, they launched the new design last week, and that is killer, my man. I know it's a lot of work that you got to keep up on.
There's a lot of features, man. It does a lot. It does a lot of different things. It's like YouTube and MySpace and Twitter all rolled into one, but for MMA, it's beautiful.
Well, you've got that Fight Finder too, where you've got to keep the records of every fighter up.
We got that. We got like a YouTube video section where all the MMA videos on YouTube are put in one place. You can create your own blog section and your own videos. You can upload your own blogs and videos, like all kinds of shit. I mean, it's all
crazy. I'm telling you, if you guys are an MMA fan right now or whenever we do the UFC segment, you guys should go check that out. That design is sick and nasty. MMAnews.com. All right, let's finish up Monday Night Raw here real quick, Boone, and then we're going to get into UFC. Then we'll take the hourly break. We're going to come back after the break. We're going to run down the Kaz Tracy Brooks story from top to bottom. We're going to start. We're going to go through everything that I know, stuff that hasn't been put on the website, stuff that I probably won't put on the websites because it's pretty private, and voicemails.
Yeah.
As well in hour number 2. So let's get this out of the way real quick, man. Where did we leave? What we left off at the
Jared had gained weight, the guy from Subway. That's where we left.
Okay, unified tag team titles. We had a title change here, which he kind of expected going in because it looks like you're going to do a DX split eventually here, probably at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and then you could do Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, a battle of DX at WrestleMania. But I mean, they've done so much to hype up this Taker-Shawn Michaels deal, and Taker's currently without an opponent right now, unless they want to do Edge versus Taker, and then you could have a DX. The battle of DX at WrestleMania.
You get Triple H take the title from Sheamus in the Chamber, and then you got Triple H defending against Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they could do that in a battle of DX.
Like, yeah, you've been screwing up lately. You can't get Undertaker now, but you can get a shot at my title, if you piss me off or whatever, Yeah,
that's what we were talking about earlier, where there's a lot of intriguing scenarios that they could do here, I mean, nothing is set in stone. And
it seems like they're doing the Brett Vince single program, too, instead of a tag. I don't know what's up with that right now, either. I mean, it could go either way, the way the storyline.
Well, remember I said a few weeks ago that they could do, and you're exactly right, they could go either way because they could.
Yeah, they still haven't really forced it to go one way or the other yet. They left their options open.
Well, we haven't seen much of Batista-Cena. We haven't seen that interaction yet where 2 weeks ago, not last night, but the week before, Batista came out and did the beatdown and Cena never came out. This week, Cena came out, but there was no Batista. So they
showed the beatdown and they had Cena respond to it. So, I mean, they got 7 weeks or 6 weeks or something to go. So it's not.
But there's been, basically there's been no face-to-face between Cena and Batista. So maybe they're going to build that up and do singles matches. Like we talked about it last week where they could do the tag team match still, or they could do the singles matches. But I think as far as...
Vince pretty much agreed to a singles match on Raw.
And then he
challenged him. Yeah, but I'm just saying, he said the answer is yes. The answer like 100 times. So, he agreed to fight Brett at WrestleMania. Who knows what they're going to do with that, but...
Yeah, Vince could come around and say, I'll fight Brett at WrestleMania, but I want backup in my corner. Batista's going to be in my corner.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could easily wedge those guys in since they got that program going on.
Exactly.
Like in conjunction with the Brett Vince stuff. They could easily just mix it all together.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, man, if they do a singles match or if they do the tag team match. We'll have to wait and see. I just think
if they do the singles match, man, Brett, I don't know what he can, because Vince is not somebody that can carry a match if it needs to be done, and we don't know what Brett has. And Brett, 2 weeks ago, was throwing punches that looked pathetic. Last night, he fell on his ass when he was trying to throw the equipment. He just fell right down, which.
Oh no.
You feel bad for him. He's like an old, I don't know if he's not Shawn Michaels. He can't come back after all this time and just pick up where he left off again.
Well,
he's had a stroke. I mean,
I don't know if this is true, but when we were on the pre-show earlier, it was either Bischoff or Hogan that says that they had heard, and I mean,
from a good source, yeah,
from a good source that they were going to do Brett versus Shawn at Wrestle. I don't know if you guys caught that on the pre-show, but you never know with Hogan. I mean, who knows?
That made sense when Brett first came in, but if you've been watching the TV, that just sounds like a dumbass comment now because they're obviously not doing it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Well,
I would have rather, if Brett's going to wrestle one match, I would have much rather been against it. I thought the electricity with Brett and Shawn facing off that first night, January 4th, was way bigger than the Brett-Vince stare down, which people seem to like more, but I thought the Brett-Shawn was way better.
And a match a match built up between those two is obviously the bigger. I would believe
it felt like a moment seeing them stand there, and then when he was with Vince, it just seemed like a new age cartoonish storyline. It seemed like Vince being the character. With Brett and Shawn, it seemed real. I mean, it seemed like like they always do. It seemed real.
Let me ask you. Do you think? The bigger draw. I would say the bigger draw is to do singles matches at WrestleMania, do Cena versus Batista, and then do Brett versus. That's two mega matches. You know what I mean?
I don't know how over Brett is right now, though. He's not affecting the ratings any. The pops that he gets are not that impressive. Cena's getting bigger pops than him. He's not being seen as this legendary like Hulk Hogan coming back or The Rock coming in or somebody like that. I think fans don't really. They did such a good job of not putting him over for the last decade or 12 years because of how he left. That the fans, it's a new age of fans, and they don't really appreciate who Bret Hart is. I don't think
they
really don't care. They don't care.
You saw Bret Hart as Raw ended last night, and he was trying to get the crowd going. Like, where you guys at? It's dead in here right now. What's the deal? You know what I mean?
It's pathetic.
So I guess you could do a street fight if you did Brett versus Vince. Neither of them can work these days, especially Vince. And Brett as well with the stroke problems and all that. Brett looked horrible last night, like you said with the trip thing. And I guess do a street fight, and that'll take the focus off the actual in-ring work. They're outside brawling around the outside or through the crowd.
A lot of weapons and bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Do something like that. So I don't know. All right, back to Monday Night Raw. We got to finish up real quick. Here we go. We had we had a Divas match here. It was Gail Kim defeated Jillian Hall. This is your typical Divas match. Jillian Hall is like.
Oh, you skipped some stuff here, man.
I know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew you did.
We
You did that to talk about the Divas match? What the fuck?
I just started at a random point. But Maurice came in afterwards and basically said that Gail Kim smelled like shit, and she could smell it from 100 feet away. And at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, they were going to fight for the Divas title. So I have to wait and see about that. Maurice versus Gail Kim. That'd be good, man. You know what? That'll be one of the best Divas matches that we've seen in quite some time.
Maurice is a good wrestler. I know she's like the best looking Diva.
Maurice is good. Yeah, she's well above Jillian Hall, Rosa Mendez, people like that. I think Gail versus Maurice will be fine at the pay-per-view. That's set for Elimination Chamber. Then we had Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton. I don't remember this.
Oh, Sheamus came in and distracted Orton, which allowed Cody to hit the crossroads, and he got the pin with that. Okay.
Then when we had a backstage segment with Carl Edwards, he promised something special for next week. He basically says he's going to have all 6 guys that are in the Elimination Chamber match. They are going to fight in singles matches. We've got Sheamus versus Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase Jr. versus Kofi Kingston, and a mega match between Triple H and John Cena, which will main event Raw next week. So we've got 3 big matches for next week.
They also inducted $1 Million Man into the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Him and Antonio Inoki are in so far, and I guess they're going to put a new name every week on Raw, so we'll find out.
Inoki, they haven't, they announced it on WWE's Japan site today, but they haven't announced that officially. I think last night was the first.
That was the first official one that they named, but we know the Inoki's in already, so I mean, these are the 2 that we know of so far.
Right, exactly. So I'd expect video packages to air each week on Monday Night Raw, and then they'll repeat on SmackDown and ECW at least for the next week or so until it goes off the air or whatever. But so another one will be announced next week and so on, and they'll continue right through WrestleMania. And then our main event, we had John Cena was supposed to wrestle Ted DiBiase and basically hit the STF on him, and there was no match. He was all pissed off.
He refused to break the submission.
Right. Cena was all pissed off and called out Batista. And he said that he thought it was a screw job. Last week, Vince McMahon was out there with Brett, and Batista came in, and they beat down Brett. Vince McMahon eventually came out. Batista didn't show up. Cena called out Vince McMahon.
Vince came out with 10 security guards. 10
security guards, and Cena basically told them that, bring all your security guards in here, and I'll take them out one by one. And
or you can walk in and talk to him. Yeah, he gave him the options.
Exactly. Cena.
Vince chose option B.
Option B, to get rid of the security, right?
He used words. Yeah.
Cena said. Cena basically told Vince that he's all about the money, that he doesn't care, that these guys come in and the guys do it because they want to go out there and wrestle in front of 70,000 people at WrestleMania, and Vince.
They want that moment. The moment of the money was the big debate. Cena's good when he gets serious like that. I know.
Exactly. When it's not the corny Cena, he's golden.
Not the goofball trying to be The Rock. When he's serious, he's good.
He's golden, man. And last night was an example of that when he got serious. So the gist of this was Bret. Basically, Cena said, why don't you face Bret Hart? He said he talked to Bret Hart earlier in the day, and he wants a match at WrestleMania. So Vince accepted the match, and then Bret Hart attacked. And Vince ran to the back. And then as Raw went off the air, we had Vince McMahon yelling, you know what, screw that. I'm not going to do the match now. So they left you with a big teaser for next week.
He was telling Bret he deserved it. He said, you deserve to be screwed. That was supposed to be the big painful line that he said because of Montreal. And then Bret did the same thing he did in Montreal, which was tear up all the shit at ringside, throw the monitors around and all that stuff. So there really last week it was the spit. This week it was the tantrum afterwards. He'll probably be airing the letters T and A next week or something like he did WCW. Who the hell knows? But so far it's everything from Montreal revisited week by week.
Jobber in the chat room says Triple H fucked his way to management.
Literally, yes.
That's funny. That is good.
I like the guy he's not in there no more. There was a guy with the screen named Cunt Puncher in there.
Jesus. That's horrible, dude.
That's good.
We have women listening, man. Somebody comes in there and says Cunt Puncher.
Why would a woman be listening to this? Come on, man. I wouldn't be listening. I wasn't close. I wouldn't be listening.
We had one a few weeks ago. She called.
we had one a few weeks ago.
Didn't she call?
Yeah, but it just sounds pathetic. We had one last week. One being the key word.
Well, one's better than none.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You fucking Cunt Puncher.
There you go. We got Cock Knocker in there, I think somebody just said.
Jesus. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, see, Rammerston 420. My girlfriend listens to me sometimes. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. We got 5 minutes, and that's not nearly enough time to get your plugs and MMA news out of the way. You want to start?
Well, I mean, it might be enough. There wasn't a lot to talk about. UFC 109 was this past weekend. UFC 109 Relentless. It was the first time a main event featured 2 Hall of Famers, active Hall of Famers, Randy Couture and Mark Coleman. The fight was supposed to happen many years ago, but it didn't. Anyways, it happened this past Saturday, with Randy Couture winning via rear naked choke submission in early in round 2. The first round just saw Randy Couture tattoo Coleman with uppercuts anytime he wanted to. He was hitting him with huge shots. Coleman was taking him decently well, but he got tired, didn't really do anything, and yet Couture was able to submit him early in the second round. The semi-main event was really the most impressive fight of the night, as Chael Sonnen spoiled the Anderson Silva trip for Nate Marquardt, as Marquardt was working on his way back to a rematch against the middleweight champion Anderson Silva, and this was pretty much his last stop on the way there since Dan Anderson left the company, and it was between Dan and Nate. So he fought Chael Sonnen in like a warm-up match before Anderson Silva, and Chael Sonnen came in and got the upset. Unanimous decision, won all 3 rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards, dominated the fight, and he's actually got a personality to go along with it. So you can pretty much bet that he'll be fighting the winner of Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva, which is the next middleweight title fight. We also had Mike Quick Swick. He got defeated again 2 fights in a row. Lost to Dan Hardy in the last fight, which set up the George St. Pierre Dan Hardy title fight. This time he loses to Paulo Thiago, the same man who knocked out Josh Koscheck, who is Swick's teammate. Paulo Thiago got the win via submission from a Darce choke at about 2 minutes in round 1. So quick victory. Thiago still looks impressive. He's the 3rd guy named Thiago in the UFC now. We got Thiago Silva. We got Thiago Alves. Now we got Paulo Thiago. So that's a common name in Brazil, I guess, like Silva. We had Damian Maia get back on the winning track after his loss to Nate Marquardt. He defeated Dan Miller via unanimous decision, 30-27 and then 29-28 on 2 scorecards. And in the opener, Matt Terracera knocked out Frank Twinkle Toes Trigg via knockout from punches at 2:23 of round 1. So it was a decent little show. Main event, kind of under-delivered, but all in all, good enough, worth watching. And let me see, 2 weeks now we'll have...
Let me ask you a few questions.
I thought you wanted me to speed through it, my man.
No, I'm just going to, we'll come back after the break and talk a little bit more UFC, but let me just, as far as Randy Couture versus Mark Coleman, that was, didn't live up to the hype, but and there was not much hype around. Mark Coleman is just, he gasses, you know what I mean? So Randy Couture, good to see him get a win. Chael Sonnen, I wanted to ask you, where do I know that name from?
Chael Sonnen, he was in the WEC, fought Paulo Filho in a fight. That a lot of people saw. Then he beat Yushin Okami, and he's beaten Dan Miller in the UFC, who are 2 top names. So he's just been on a tear lately, but he's been around for a while.
And then the only other note was Matt Serra and Frank Trigg. I was surprised to see that open the pay-per-view. No?
They usually put a good fight there, like a decent name that looks like on paper it's going to be an exciting fight. Those styles just look like it was going to be one of the exciting fights of the night.
Right.
Like Joe Stevenson and Spencer Fisher will start a card off. Good names that look like it's going to be an exciting fight. So that was the one they thought would be the exciting fight to start the show off, and it was. It was a quick knockout, which people like. So it set the tone.
All right.
But as I was saying, in 2 weeks we have another UFC 110, which I'm looking much more forward to. UFC 110, February 21st from the Ace Arena in Sydney, Australia. We've got Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira versus Cain Velasquez as the main event. We've got Vanderlei Silva versus Michael Bisping as a great semi-main event. Joe Daddy Stevenson versus George Sotiropoulos. Keith the Dean Amin Jardine versus Ryan Bader. And Mirko Krokop versus Ben Rothwell. So that's a stacked card, a lot of heavyweights, a lot of good stuff. And the prelims are actually pretty decent, too. We got Elvis Sinisek on there, Stephan Bonner, and Krzysztof Szynski, so some names you would recognize for the prelims as well. Check out MMAnews.com. We'll get the new site finally up, and we're still working on some bugs, so this next pay-per-view will probably be the one where you can see how it fully runs. Check out www.MMAnews.com. More shit to name that I can do in 2 minutes, so just check it out, play around, you'll have fun. Lots of exclusive interviews, videos, all that good stuff. MMAnews.com.
Yeah, it's that's a crazy site. Like we talked about earlier, you guys launched the Fight Finder over there, which is a really cool feature. Lots of blogs and stuff, and the design. What is it, like gold and black, or I get gold, black, yellow, black, whatever it is.
Yeah, some orange in there. It's a good design. Yeah, we put a lot of money into the site, mainly on the programming side. The design is badass too, though. I think so.
Right. Even the logo that you guys have up there is awesome. You guys launched that last week, so
we have multiple logos, multiple backgrounds. Like we can change it up a little bit every once in a while if we get stale with it. If it gets stale or whatever.
Right. Awesome design. So MMAnews.com. We got to go to break. Get to our live chat room, guys. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. When we come back from the break, we're going to break major news, exclusive news. WrestleMania 26, voicemails as well. Tracy Brooks and Kaz. Lots of exclusive news when we get back from the break. So stay tuned. Don't leave now. We'll be back here in a couple minutes. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. We're back, WZR Radio, here on WZROnline.com. I'm Ryan Clark. He's Matt Boone. Matty B, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, my man.
Uh-oh, what do we got, a bunch of static? What is that?
Static?
Hold on. Okay, yeah, I guess it's gone. I don't know. I thought I heard some static pretty bad for a second.
No, we're all right over here. Sounds good here.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, no doubt. We'll be here for hour number 2. We took a commercial break, talked about Monday Night Raw in hour number 1, and we'll be taking the live phone calls here in hour number 2. We've got our live chat room going on right now. Tons and tons of people in there tonight. WZROnline.com/chat. Got to thank my mods in there tonight. Acer, who hooked it up earlier for me, Legend Killer, and X is in there as well. You're in there, I'm in there, and appreciate all the work that you guys do on a weekly basis, keeping this chat room clean. It's WZROnline.com/chat to get.
Speaking of that chat, they were just listening to me go, Rocky IV's playing on your speakers. Did you hear me do that?
Were you singing during the break?
Yeah, I was singing along. There's no words to that song. It's just one of the training music songs from Rocky IV, so I put some words to it every once in a while. I got bored. Rocky IV! Yeah, it was all right.
Wind up on YouTube, my man. Watch yourself when you come on here and start singing and shit.
Oh, like I give a shit, dude. Put it on YouTube. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. Whatever.
At least it ain't Yellow Submarine. That's a bad one, man.
I know. That is horrible.
Go search Ryan Clark on YouTube.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't search for that. That's fine.
We got some voicemails for him a little bit, don't we?
We got some voicemails.
Hopefully they end up on YouTube. That'll let me. I'm sure people would love that. The people you talk to would love if they ended up on YouTube. That'd be great, right?
Yeah, right. That's why I'm gonna have you edit out the fucking archive there.
I can do that if you want. We
got it, dude. We have to.
Because our guy, he actually puts the stuff on YouTube, and like it has to split it up in 10 different parts, so people could just send that one part around. Be assholes if they wanted to.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the deal. We're gonna, for those of you that missed hour number 1, we're gonna do something special for you guys, only for you guys on the radio show. I swear to you guys, I am not putting this voicemail up on any website.
The only reason he's doing it is because you all called him a pussy too. He wasn't gonna do it.
I wasn't.
He said he's not doing it. I said, how could you have the voicemail and not play it on your radio? You have a radio show. You got the voicemail. You play it. What are you talking about?
All day. This guy, you guys have no idea. Boone has been all over me all day saying, you got to play this voicemail.
But am I right? Ask the chat if I'm right or right. He's got the voicemail. He could play it on his radio show live, and he says, I'm going to wait a few weeks. Why would
I want to let things calm down as the story is still breaking. So
AKA, you wanted to be a pussy.
Not a pussy.
Everyone's calling you a pussy again. You better play it, man.
I'm gonna play it, my man.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. We've got we'll get to that here in just a few minutes. Kaz, Tracy Brooks, your live phone calls as well in hour number 2. Don't call us yet. We're gonna run down the Tracy news, and if you want to bitch me out for posting,
you should see this chat, dude. Oh man, I just set him on fire. Pussy.
I see it.
Oh yeah.
If you want to bitch me out for posting this story, if you want to talk about the story, if you want to talk about Raw, if you want to talk about news, WrestleMania is coming up in a few weeks as well. Whatever you want to talk about, don't call yet. We'll give you the live phone number here in just a few minutes, and then we'll open it up. We're going to do chat shout-outs here as well.
Do you see the joke that's going on in this chat you're talking about shouting out later? They're talking right now about, you see how I did the segue so it makes sense? They're talking right now about how it's almost like me trying to tell a little kid, like, just smoke weed. What's the big deal? Just try it. With me with the voicemail, pressuring the shit out of you into doing it. That's what I'm doing. It's peer pressure. Play him.
It is
a bitch.
I am going to play it. So I'll tell you what. Let's run down the story.
All right, do it up, man.
All right.
Because I don't know the whole thing yet either.
It's pretty wild. So I don't even know. To be honest with you, I have no idea where to start with this. But nonetheless, I'm going to run it down at some point, or we're going to play the voicemail as soon as I'm done with this. I don't know. We'll see what the hell we got. Here's the deal. What was the date? It was...
I'm not going to be able to add shit to this, man, as far as information. I mean, I can add jokes. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know anything.
February 5th, okay? February 5th. Basically,
2 days ago.
what happened is I got an email from an exclusive informant. We'll call her an informant. And she was friends with someone that had slept with Frankie Kazarian here in the last few weeks. And she came to me, and she had said that she had talked to her friend, and her friend had some photos on the phone that Kaz had taken, and she sent those photos my way. So the first thing was, all right, we got to get these photos up on the website. We did the James Storms, and it's always nude men. It's always nude male wrestlers when this stuff comes out. So I said, it's all right, we got to get these pics on the website. So we put up the pics on the website, and the next day I got more information regarding who this mistress was from the friend. I was put in contact with the mistress, who turned out to be Layla Starr, who is a porn star, a well-known porn star, and she confirmed the story, sent me some text messages, and also sent me, what is that?
What's the cat fight sound right there? I'm trying to find a good cat.
Cat fight. But, so, she, come on, man. Come on, you're fucking me with that. So, she came to me and sent some text messages and some voicemails. And one of those voicemails that she sent was from Tracy Brooks, who obviously you guys know. A few weeks ago, Kaz and Tracy were married in real life, and she sent me a voicemail of Tracy Brooks, and she was pretty pissed off. Basically said, why are you cheating on my husband? We just got married, blah, 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 and said stuff about a sex tape. We're going to play that for you here in just a few minutes. The following day, there you go, the following day, you're just giggling it up over there.
Come on, man, I played the kitty noise. That's the greatest thing in the world.
Giggling like a little schoolgirl over there, my man. So, anyways, the next day I get an email from a stripper who works at Scarlett's in Tampa, Florida. I'm not going to give out her name, obviously. Don't want to get anybody in trouble. She's a stripper. Will you fucking knock it off, bitch? So she comes to me and she says, hey, listen, Kaz was at my house a few weeks ago, and he rode over on his Harley, and Tracy had some time off. This would have been when Tracy was out in, I believe, L.A. doing the Playboy shoot. So there was some time away, and this, Kaz would ride over on his Harley bike, and they would spend some alone time together, and they do their thing, blah, 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 blah. So, we've got two mistresses up until that point. Man, you're killing me with that, bro, really. I'm trying to ask you to knock it off, but you're not doing it, huh?
They're loving it.
I don't want to have to call you out. I don't want to have to call you out on live radio, but that is
but you don't know what the people want. You're not reading the chat.
That is
going crazy.
Very fucking annoying, man. I don't care what the people in the chat want.
You gotta barrel through it, man. I'm just adding to it. I'm putting some spice on your story.
So, anyways, it's very annoying. You're fucking me up. I get into it, and then meow, meow.
That's great.
So, anyways, dude. Knock it off, please. Anyways, a former WWE diva contacts me over the past few days, and we've had a past, and we all know who this is. But she says several years ago, NWA Cyberspace, Kaz was in a bar and basically cornered her into a corner, and one thing led to another, and they wound up in the hotel room later that night, and one thing led to another, blah, 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 blah. And that was a few years ago. Well, Kaz and Tracy were dating at that point. So that was that. The former WWE diva, I guess I can reveal that. I have made nice with Tammy Fitch, Sonny. We've made nice and everything.
No, just name her?
Boy, you are not putting me over with this. I thought you were going to put me over with this story, man.
You know what? It's like storytelling time. I'm actually paying attention because I don't know none of the details. So I'm learning right now. I'm learning like everybody else.
All right.
I'm letting you get through it. I'm gonna bring it in at the beginning.
All right. It's kind of a sucky story so far. I'm
waiting to hear the voicemail where that comes in. I'm waiting for the voicemail build up.
No, I just thought it was going to turn into a much better story than this. I'm just rambling. But anyway, so Tammy contacts me. And we made up, and and whatever.
We got the stripper, we got Kaz, we got the Tracy, we got Sonny. How does the voice?
I don't know. The more will wind up on the websites, I guess. TNAWrestlingNews.com. We'll have the story up there, and we'll see what happens from here. But basically, Tracy is not all that perfect either. She's as I noted in hour number 1, she's been with Robert Roode back in the day, and somebody recently, not real recent, but enough to, within the past year, where Tracy's been with somebody else. And,
you know all this for fact, right?
This is all fact.
Wow. This is like a whole TMZ thing, man. This is crazy.
It is. I mean, it's basically a TMZ type story. And more, I mean, I still have 2 more emails in my inbox that I have to confirm to see if they are.
So it's not over.
Well, I don't think so. I think there's going to be more. I mean, we're up to 3 right now, and there's 2 more that are in question, and I'm sure there's many other ones out there that just haven't came forward or haven't heard about the story, or
haven't left crazy voicemails for people to have to confirm.
Yes, haven't left crazy voicemails for people, which was So that's the story. That's and basically TNAWrestlingNews.com. We're gonna reveal more. That's where we're breaking this whole thing is over TNAWrestlingNews.com. So get on over there and check it out. We'll have more. I put something up probably tomorrow morning on this, and if I can get anything confirmed here over the next few days, we'll see what else we can put up. But basically, just a big
the soap opera behind the scenes, man. It's insane.
The soap opera behind the scenes. So that's that. Whatever.
Where's the voicemail?
Just trying to fucking move on without
reneging.
Well, I thought it was gonna slide by. You know.
What, you think it's gonna slide by? That's what we're all waiting on. I know that's what I'm waiting on. Is anybody else waiting on that? I know I'm waiting on it. What are we, crazy? I want to hear the voicemail. It's the voicemail. This is the big build-up. The bitch, she's going crazy on the voicemail. I want to hear it.
She's going crazy on the voicemail.
I've heard it already. I know it's good. I want to hear it again.
Bitch, dude, I deleted the voicemail, man.
Are you kidding?
Unless I have it now, dude. Unless I have it in my inbox.
He's trying to get out. Look at him.
No, I'm not. Let me check my inbox and I'll see if I have it in there. But I deleted the voice. Just fucking with you. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me a second. Got to turn some stuff off here. All right. Oh, Jesus. What is going on? All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Voicemail. Here we go.
Thanks for the message. Yeah, it's Tracy. Tracy's wife. So, I just want to know, yesterday, you were all telling me everything, and you were sorry, and you were crying, and you regret it, but yet I get an email today saying that you guys did meet up, you flew around, you're supposed to fly here this weekend, you were in rooms having sex with other people in the room, this was all fetish stuff, but you did love each other. I'm not answering your phone, but yeah, Frankie still denies it, so you have to understand my problem here, and be in your best interest to call me back. And yeah, I just can't believe this. Like, you had a chance to own up yesterday, and now you're owning up. Are you lying to your boyfriend so you can get off your rock, or is he lying to me, or is my husband, again, still lying to me? Regardless of what you guys did, I said again, you both already cheated. So it doesn't matter. Just come out with the truth. Because now he is still lying. And if there is a sex tape, better fucking tell it to me. That's all I'm saying. And you better call me back.
Ooh.
Bow, chicka, chicka, baby. Yeah, buddy. There's the time for it right there, my man.
She went crazy. She winked. That. I've had a million of them. Dude, that's the most awesome thing you've ever played on the air. It's the greatest clip in the world. Somebody's got to isolate it, put it on YouTube right now before we edit it, because I want that thing everywhere, because it's the greatest piece of audio in the world. I can't believe you weren't going to play that.
You were going to get me in so much trouble.
You got to play it one more time before we go off the air, by the way, because they got to hear it a second time to get the stuff they missed the first time. You know what I mean? You got to play it one more time.
All right, we'll do it right now then.
All right, one more time. Here we go. The repeat. Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Oh, Jesus. All right.
That's why I produced the show, man. Here we go.
Yeah, no, that's why you do this. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's give this a shot again. 1, 2, 3.
Same message. Yeah, it's Tracy, Frankie's wife. So, I just want to know, yesterday, you were all telling me everything, and you were sorry, and you were crying, and you regret it, but yet, I get an email today saying that you guys did meet up, you flew around, you're supposed to fly here this weekend, you were in rooms having sex with other people in the room, this was all fetish stuff, but you did love each other. Now you're not answering your phone, so, but yeah, Frankie still denies it, so you have to understand my, problem here, and be in your best interest to call me back. And yeah, I just can't believe it. Like, you had a chance to own up yesterday, and now you're owning up. Are you lying to your boyfriend so he can get off your back, or is he lying to me, or is my husband, again, still lying to me? Regardless of what you guys did, I said, again, you both already cheated. So it doesn't matter. Just come out with the truth. And now he is still lying. And if there is a sex tape, better fucking send it to me. That's all I'm saying. And you better call me back.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love it, dude.
She's not a happy camper. So
no, she's not, man. Talking about sex tapes, and he was crying. I laugh every time she says that.
I'll tell you what, it kind of felt good to play that message. It kind of felt good to play that message.
Liberating, right?
A lot of doubters, where people say, this can't be true. Well, there's Tracy Brooks, there's his wife, in a voicemail from a week ago, basically says, give me the fucking sex tape and you better call me back. So quit crying, and there's so much to this story that I haven't done.
They have the Army listen. They have no idea. Every week you're gonna have like this. Bro, you got to get hold of some more audio, though. Something audio, because that was awesome. We have an audio show, and you had the greatest clip of audio in the world. I can't believe you were even considering not playing that. What the hell is wrong with you?
Somebody in the live chat room says, because it's kind of a personal, I don't know. It's
Pussy.
I mean, that's pretty personal right there, my man. Basically, somebody in the chat room, the bad guys, he says, Ryan, TMZ is dying for that. Here's the deal. I was going to contact TMZ. I was in talks with me and Mike Shalick. Boom. We're going to contact TMZ with the story. And then we had more and more info that just kept coming out, and I was breaking it on TNA Wrestling.
You got your own website. Fuck TMZ.
Right. Well, TMZ would get it to a lot more.
They'll steal it from you, bro. If they see it's out, they've taken shit from me from MMA News, from the Tito, Jenna James and stuff. They've stolen from me and credited.
I had the Steve Austin broke Sylvester.
Yeah, you've had one too. Yeah, so you know how they work. You don't have to give them anything. If it's good, they'll take it and it's yours.
All they do, I mean, see, there's some haters in the chat which say you are a dirt sheet reporter for wrestling, stop being a pussy, blah, 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 blah. The deal is TMZ doesn't pay for content, so the best I could do is if I sent it to TMZ, or if we got it to TMZ, we would, they don't pay for content. Basically, they would maybe possibly link TNAWrestlingNews.com, which is, I'm just going to keep it on TNAWrestlingNews.com and break it as,
You're the only site that has it, man, and now people know it's true to listen to this show. Word will spread like, Ryan's got the lead on this one. He's got the whole kit and caboodle locked up.
No, there's no question. As far as...
I've known about it for weeks. I mean, you've been all over the damn thing, but people didn't... I know there's some doubters out there. I know a few that I could name right now that I won't, but yeah, there's a couple of them that didn't believe you. Well, fuck you.
Not only that, but, the stripper from Tampa, Florida, the former WWE diva who revealed as Sunny, and the original, Layla Starr, all three of those are 100% confirmed. I've got them 100% confirmed. And mark my words, I wouldn't have put that up on the website if I didn't have it confirmed. That's also why I have two other emails that I got, one last night and one today that I've got to
Well, there's some text messages you could read you said you had?
There's text. Yeah, let me hold off on that. You gotta let me hold off on the text.
Yeah, save something. You gotta have something for next week. Cause people are loving this right now, dude. And I am too. I'm like a fan listening to it. Like, we just had, that's like a Howard Stern thing right there, a moment. Like, we just had great audio that we get to play and comment on, and I'm laughing over it in the background.
Not only that, somebody, TNA Rules 2010 says Clark can get sued. I was contacted on Friday evening by Tracy's lawyer, and they demanded that we pull the story down. I replied that we had proof, that I've got text messages, I've got voicemails, and that I was going to keep the story up. Obviously, I risk a lawsuit. coming to me.
You're not going to get sued,
over
dude.
this, and yeah, I know. I you know, the problem is I have proof, and that's the reason that we didn't pull it off the website. So that is why it is up there, and whatever.
Well, I mean, it's illegal to play the voicemail without asking, but who gives a shit? You know?
Right. Well, I know. Well,
they're not suing anybody. They're just going to yell at you. You take it down or else, and then we'll never do anything.
Okay, if I get in trouble for that, man, I'm coming to you, my man.
No, I had nothing to do with it. I just laughed at it, so that's all you, buddy. But it was great. I enjoyed it, if that helps any.
Well,
it was awesome, man. You got proud of yourself.
You got the whole chat room talking about lawsuits on my ass now.
You should be proud of yourself, man. It was the greatest audio in the history of the world. You just broke it on the air. People loved it. They're laughing. They're enjoying it. It's great.
I'm telling you, the people that are here tonight are the only people that are going to hear that, because that voicemail is 100%, mark my words, that is not going up on any website. That's a benefit, man. To come on to if you listen
That's the live. Yeah, I will definitely, I'll edit it. I know how to edit the archive, like individual parts of the show, so I'll go straight through that and like put a noise over it or something to both times we played it. That way, when it goes on YouTube, it won't be out for the general public. It'll just be to our little world here that listens live.
No doubt. We've got. I've got somebody else. You know, I talked to a major name in TNA, and he's
completely separate from all this. Yeah.
Completely separate. But I sent him this stuff, and I said, "Hey, bro, did you hear anything about this?" And he said, "Nah, dude. Everything was cool at Impact a few weeks ago, and the tapings were 2 or 3 weeks ago." So he said, I sent her a text message, and I said, you know, if you need somebody a shoulder to lean on, you can come to me. And I said, brother, if you find anything out, man, pass it on. And I'm still waiting to hear back from him. So who knows, dude? I got so many people working this story that. I'm just telling you, it's far from over. More and more people, and I mean, from the 2 emails that I have in the inbox right now, these people, I mean, it's probably pretty much confirmed. I've got to obviously confirm it before I put it out on the websites, but it looks good, my man. There's 2 more that are on the way, and Tracy Brooks is not perfect herself, as I noted in a post last night. So we're going to be breaking this stuff all at TNA, all at TNAWrestlingNews.com. One thing that did come out of this is
laughter. Oh, what else?
Well, Tammy Sitch, Sunny. I
love that chick, by the way. God damn that girl. Oof.
Well, we made a
I'm
match.
jealous that you talked to her. How about that?
You know,
I grew up on Sunny, man. Come on.
You know what she you check this. I shouldn't say this even. Jesus, man. I'm going to get, she says, well, we had our past, right? So she says.
You talked about that on the air. Yeah.
Says, yeah, you know what they say. If you can't beat them, join them. LOL. So I figured I'd call a truce with you and help you out with some info. Huh? Call the truce, so we're good. And then she goes on to say, and this is, Jesus, you guys are going to kill me for saying this, but she says, this isn't from me, this comes from Sonny. She says, yeah, he has quite a large weenie, too.
What? Well, I wasn't listening. I just caught the end of that. Big weenie, what?
Kaz, big weenie.
Sonny said this?
Sonny said this. Kaz,
oh, for Christ's sakes, man.
Kaz said if Tracy didn't turn into a bitch for no reason at all, I'd never speak a word of this. People know about me. If you cross me, she says, people know about me. If you cross me, watch the fuck out. I have poured dirt on people. You have no idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
I like her now.
Yeah, me too. She won me over, that's for sure. I thought she was a bitch at first. When she came at you at first, I'm like, yo,
I know.
Why don't you calm down a little bit? What the...
Well, she said that she had an attitude. Let me see. She says,
what was it all about? It was about you posting a quote about her calling someone fat?
No, it was
completely flipped out?
Yeah, it was from the Facebook page with the Bella twins and shit, where I took a quote from her and she flipped out and said,
come on.
Quote my Facebook. I don't know. Well,
called a bitch fat, and everybody heard about it because he spread it out there. Who gives a shit?
We read my replies on the air here, and
dude, that was entertaining too. It's kind of keep this stuff coming, man. This is great. I'm enjoying it just as I'm like just getting you to break all the laws and just for my entertainment because it makes the show exciting for me because sometimes it isn't so exciting.
She says NWA Cyberspace, when they were running in New Jersey, a lot of the TNA guys were brought in, Tracy, Chris Harris, Robert Roode, and Frankie. She says, I got to watch what I read here.
No, you don't. Just read it. Pussy. No, I'm just kidding, man. Do your thing.
The same weekend was the first time I ever met Frankie. He cornered me in a bar and started talking to me about Tracy, telling me he loved her so much, but couldn't get her to move forward in their relationship at that time, and that he wanted more. Basically, she says, he basically needed a shoulder to cry on. Well, obviously,
what's with all this crying?
He says, well, obviously...
Tracy said that, too, on the voicemail.
Obviously, he needed more than just a shoulder, because not too long after he's telling me how much he loves her, he's got me up in his room with him. So, yeah, he cheated on her with me.
Playa.
Juicy shit, man. I'm giving you guys, let me ask you guys, do you honestly think that any of this...
You know how against the reporting code this is, what you're doing right now? Like, you're just spilling your guts about everything and reading and playing clips. But it's good for the fans, I'm sure. This is how Howard Stern would do it, and he's the hero here.
I know.
Doing radio, you got to be Howard.
It is entertaining, but the problem, I mean, these emails, I'm telling you guys right now, these emails, these voicemails, you're not going to see them on the website. So if you're listening right now, this is one of the benefits that you get for listening to WZR radio. This is that
can make it even more big, though. It could be like this big controversial clip where they go to listen and it's like blacked out of the archive, and they're like, "What? That's the part where they played it. Oh crap!" You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I really don't give a fuck. I mean, Kaz doesn't mean shit to me, right? I mean, Trace doesn't mean shit. I've never. And the funny thing is when you report this stuff, and I'm thinking at some point over the weekend, Kaz or Tracy is going to email me, and the only person that emailed was Tracy's lawyer. So you know.
I know that not too long ago by Gene Snitsky. Is he still in WWE?
Gene Snitsky? No.
He bitched me out in the email not too long ago.
Did he?
I put some photo up. It's a homicide with a, what do they call the thing?
See, the thing about it, and people in the chat room, you know, gossip sells. Like Eric Bischoff said it. He's got the book. I mean, controversy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's shit like this where, you know, people will bitch about it and people will say, oh, why would you report into somebody's personal life like that? The problem is, these posts on the websites are the highest rated.
Not that, but you didn't go looking for this. People came to you, and they're using you as the media. You're the public media. They're using you. They're saying, hey, we need to, you know, this story needs to get out. Here's this, here's that, here's some information, here's confirmation of it. That's how the reporting works. I mean, it's not like you're out there trying to ruin people's lives and saying, oh, what can I get on this person today? I don't like his area. Let me take him down. People came to you with all this material, and you put it out because they said you should put it out.
I mean, somebody in the chat, Ty2343, says you ruin lives. Here's the problem, and I've said this time and time again. If you don't want a sex tape to get leaked,
don't record yourself having sex. I was going to get ready. There's the example of Alex Shelley and some other guys were smoking weed in some pictures. You had them too, and I put them up, and I got all these emails. And I think Snitsky might have been there, too. They were bitching at me saying, why would you do that to these people? You're going to ruin their careers. And I said, hey, jackass, don't you realize him smoking weed, A, that's going to ruin your career. B, taking a fucking picture of it is going to ruin your career. C, putting that picture on MySpace or Facebook or whatever, or Twitter, you're asking for it at that point. You're giving it.
The problem is I become... When I report something, because it is a private situation, but when I report something like this, I become the bad guy because I'm the one that reported. But the problem is, I would have never had to report this if Kaz didn't do this. So if Kaz didn't go out and basically mess around on his girlfriend at the time, or now his wife, as of a few weeks ago, there would have been no issue here, and we wouldn't have had a story on Kaz. The problem is, he went out and slept with mad women, and now these women are coming forward. Why wouldn't we put this on the website?
Especially because he cried. That's the greatest thing. Everybody's talking about him crying. The voicemail said you just called me crying. Tammy just emailed you, said he wanted his shoulder to cry on. Quit fucking crying, man. What's wrong with you? You're getting pussy every night of the week. What are you crying about? You're in tears. Jesus Christ.
You know, it's...
I want to leave the company. He's always threatening to quit, too. What is this dude's problem?
Right. I just feel...
Man up.
I just feel like if you go out and you do something like this, there is the possibility that it will leak to the media, and this story has leaked to me, and I've chosen to report it. I've heard other sites, one of them on a hotline today said that I'm a scumbag webmaster, this and that. But if you don't want to report it, that's your choice. The fact is that we broke the story, the guy did it, and I don't feel
it fell in your lap, bro. You'd be a retard not to do it. I would have did it if it would have all fell in my lap. It didn't, though, and it was your story, so I didn't take it from you. That's the only reason I didn't put it up. I didn't put it up because it was the wrong thing to do. I do the wrong thing. If you do the wrong thing and somebody tells me you did the wrong thing, it's going up. Don't be a jackass.
And not only that, but the problem, the people that have the problem that are bitching and saying, why would you do something like that? You're reading all the posts. Every post that I put up, you're reading the news. You know what I mean? So it's obviously you've got the people that hate. You're still reading the news, so you've got some sort of interest, right? It's gossip, and we don't cover a lot of gossip news, but a story this big and a scandal. We had the James Storm nude pics a couple months ago. You know, I mean, scandals like.
Well, you got nude pictures of Kaz. You got text messages. You got voicemails. You got emails. You got pictures. You got too much in your lap to just say, "Oh, this is morally wrong." Fuck that shit, man. This is how you pay your bills. This is what you do for a living. You're not a wrestler. You're a wrestling reporter, and this is what you do for a living. You're not. Everybody thinks you're supposed to follow the code of ethics in the wrestling business. You're not in the wrestling business. You report about the wrestling business. There's a huge difference. And the people in the business, like Jim Ross or whoever, whatever jerk off is bitching that it's morally wrong, you're a jackass. That's what we do for a living, you dumb retard. What do you think we're doing over here? This is how we get paid. Common sense.
So I mean that's the deal, man. That is the Tracy Brooks Kaz deal. Next week, once I get, I mean, who knows, guys? Next week I could have another 10 fucking emails from girls that say I'm a stripper and I slept with you. You know what I mean? And you never know. You've got to confirm. I'm not gonna. Obviously, I'm not gonna put something out that is completely fake, that is not confirmed. Everything's got to be confirmed.
Clearly, it's confirmed. You got
evidence. I'm
that
talking about these two girls that emailed, one last night and one today, that claim that they've been with them too.
But I'm saying you're waiting on that. Like, I mean, clearly it's pretty much true. You know that already. I mean, you're gonna wait and do the steps to find out 100%, but you know that shit's true already.
Don't think that this is uncommon within the wrestling business. Sure, it came out on Kaz, but I can guarantee you that there are many.
There was the Kurt Angle. There was the Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Jenny McCarthy thing back in the day. The WrestleZone got sued over.
There were photos of Chris Jericho,
Kelly.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of examples.
And Jericho's been married for years, and not only that, but this is going to break, and this isn't a big story, but I got photos from somebody who was outside in the back about 2 weeks ago of Kelly and Jericho, arriving to the arena together. And obviously you can't get anything from that. But the fact is they've traveled together. There's been photos of them. They've been in a club kissing. I mean, we've had those photos up there. And Jericho's been married for years. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this could be a whole nother thing. So, who knows?
I think we should take calls right now. Let's see what the people think about this whole situation. We've been going 35 minutes. It's beautiful radio.
Anybody that wants to call right now, let's just talk on the Tracy Brooks Kaz situation. If you got questions, save them for later on. But if you want to talk about Kaz, Frankie Kazarian or Tracy Brooks right now, give us the
or your thoughts on you posting that stuff and releasing the information, right? They can.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, if
you're ready to defend yourself, right?
No, I'll defend myself. No doubt. It's 518-712-3070. So, whatever. We're talking about Frankie Kazarian and Tracy Brooks right now. That's it. So call us 518-712-3070. That's it.
Yeah, usually we got one waiting, but I told you about it.
All right, no doubt.
It's coming any second.
Get to the live chat room. It's WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. We're taking live phone calls right now, talking about Tracy Brooks, Frankie Kazarian situation. If you want to hate on me or comment on the story at all, go ahead, give us a call right now. Nothing, huh? Oh, the phone line's down?
Yeah. No, nothing yet, man.
No, the phone lines may be down. It may be something like that. I don't know.
I'm having trouble. Hold on, here we go.
All right.
All right, caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, how you guys doing? Love the show. Real great.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey,
All right, get out of here, dude. Let's try this one. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, it's California. Now check this out. I'm over 21. I'm being real. First off, Mr. Ryan, what you're doing is not bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being legit. Okay, I have quite a bit of porno flicks. Okay, I'm being real. And celebrity flicks. I have real talk. I have Gail Kim, the wrestler. I have her having sexual intercourse with somebody on one of my flicks. I have Missy Hyatt and Tammy Lynn Stitch, both butt naked taking a shower together. I have that one.
Yeah.
I have all that. So it's nothing hot. I even have another one. I'm not sure if it's her or not, but it's supposed to be Stephanie McMahon going down 12 50-year-olds, and then she's going down on both of them. And at the very end of the flick, it It says, what's your best thing about? It said, what's your best thing about this? This is two old fools, and she's taking turns sucking them both off. At the very end, once again, it says, what's your best thing about this? Ain't that, I could say Gail Kim, all that, and I have more. I have the R. Kelly flick. I have the Ray J, Kim Kardashian.
All right. What's the point though? What's the point though? Get to the point.
The point ain't nothing wrong. Ain't wrong nobody's life doing nothing wrong. If people didn't want it to be, like you said, if you want nobody to know, you shouldn't have, told me or whatever. Or like me, I thought you was on the internet. If you don't want it to be known, don't put it on the internet. Don't tell the whole world about it.
If you're a celebrity, you shouldn't be recording yourself having sex at any point in time because you're a celebrity and people are looking for that shit, man.
Exactly. So, what the hell? I'm saying you did nothing wrong, Mr. Ryan Clark, at all, and I'm not hating on you. Hey, nothing wrong with that, I think.
What'd you think of the voicemail? Did he have played it? Should he not have played it? Was it funny as hell? What was it?
Yeah, she was feeling all sensitive and everything. She was playing it, the female talking. So, yeah, it's kind of funny listening to it, what I'm saying? So, real sensitive and everything.
Well, I've seen the Gail Kim topless photos. I believe she took them. We posted them a while back. Well, I mean, they're from years ago, but I saw those. Those were taken by a cell phone, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And this stuff,
James, there's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, but I have her actually having sex, so it's like a video, and she's Gail Kim. I never seen the flicks before, the pictures, but yeah, she's actually doing the whole thing. I just said, "Whoa, this is Gail Kim," and yeah, it was shocking. And I was like, yeah, but like I said, though. Is there any wrestling questions, or only that's all you're talking about? Is only this main topic?
Call back in about 10 minutes. We're gonna comment on Tracy Brooks and Kaz, Frankie Kazarian right now. If you got a phone call related to that right now, if you want to debate me why I posted it, why I didn't, what you think of the voicemail, blah 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 blah. We're only doing this for you guys on WZR. I can't stress that enough. This stuff is not a lot of the stuff that you've heard tonight here on the live radio. And we may have to edit a lot of the archive out because a lot of this stuff isn't supposed to be out. Boone, you convinced me somehow. Yeah, I don't know how. I
called you a pussy.
You called me a pussy, and everybody in the chat room called me a pussy, and you motherfuckers made me do it. So that's what we did. So
you did a great thing, man.
Well, so the
you put the show first.
Well, for the last 40 minutes, we've been baiting. So
that's the most beautiful part. You burned up the whole second hour. We didn't have to do anything. It was beautiful. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Man, hey, was Tracy so she was not clean either, huh?
No, she sounded like she was playing, man. She sounded pissed. We heard it.
Well,
I'm talking about her with her she was messing around on Cass too, wasn't she? Or
yeah, she basically we're going to put that up at TNAWrestlingNews.com. But the deal with Tracy is, and this happened several years ago, and they just recently got married a few weeks ago. So
yeah, I've seen the pictures on the website.
Right. As far as a mistress, I guess you couldn't call her a mistress or whatever they call. What happened is Tracy Brooks, when she joined TNA back in the day, and I read the email off on the air, but she went down there and she had a relationship with Robert Roode behind Kaz's back. So it was Tracy Brooks and Robert Roode.
They were messing around back in the day.
They were messing around back in the day for a while. Kaz found out about that relationship. They got back together, smoothed everything out, so it was Kaz and Tracy, and they were back together, and then they just recently got married, and then it comes out, a week or two after they got married that Kaz has been down there while the wedding plans, all that stuff was going on. Kaz has been down there sleeping with a stripper, and then the Tammy stuff, the Sunny stuff, that goes back several years ago as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of...
It opened the floodgates when you posted it because everybody came to you with more information about
It seems to me like this has been going on for years. Neither of them are perfect, but Kaz seems like he's in a shitload of trouble right now. He just got married, and while the wedding plans and all that stuff were going on, the guy was out there in Tampa, Florida, as early as 2 weeks ago, the middle part of January, where he was at this stripper's house and they were doing whatever. So, I mean, there's stuff that was from years ago, and there is stuff that is from as recent as 2 weeks ago.
Which is all wonderful.
Right. So it's just, I mean, it's just a huge mess. And, as I get these names confirmed, we're going to put them on the websites. And trying to avoid lawsuits and all that shit. There's what do you got your live? Your live? Of course they're gonna say yes, my man. There's no live post. I have played the voicemail. Vote right now. Go to the media player. It's bottom left-hand corner, and that's that. All right, let's move on from
people want something new now. We went 45 minutes though. That was beautiful, man.
All right, I'll tell you what. We've got the SmackDown taping tonight. They are in Baton Rouge at the Civic Center. We've got a dark match main event of The Undertaker versus Batista for the title. We don't have any spoilers just yet, so hopefully when we go off the air, we'll be able to put some stuff up on the website. Edge wasn't on Raw last night, so I'd expect him to be back on SmackDown. And I want to talk about TNA Against All Odds. You don't have the card here this weekend. I can.
No, I didn't know if there was one yet.
Well, you've got the main event is Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for the title.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 matches confirmed. You've got
probably a tag title match somewhere, I think.
3D versus the Nasty Boys is for the and there's one other one that I can't. It's not coming to me right now, but
something with Foley maybe. Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Oh, the end of that tournament. Isn't the tournament finished?
That's it. That's it. You're right. The end of the tournament.
What's it? Some poker. What the fuck is it called? The Aces. The 8 Aces. What the hell is it called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Somebody in the chat will help us out. But yeah, the 8-card stuff. What the hell is it, man? Come on, somebody hurry up and give me the answer.
8.
I forget it. Anyways.
All right, so we got Against All Odds. That's this Sunday. We'll have live coverage over at TNAWrestlingNews.com. Let me get a plug out of the way, by the way. TNAWrestlingNews.com. This is where all the Tracy, Frankie Kazarian stuff is.
The only thing.
I'm putting it up there first, and then I let it sit there for a few days, and then I put it on the other websites that I report at. But basically, you can get all the latest information on that at TNAWrestlingNews.com. All TNA every day. Nothing but TNA news and rumors, TNAWrestlingNews.com.
Real quick, let me squeeze this caller in real quick. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Legend Killer in the chat, guys. I'm pulling a Ryan Clark. I'm actually calling from the Rose.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Sorry if my moderator skills haven't been up to par. I've been kind of sick as hell all day, and I had to come over here to my girlfriend's house and get the work I missed from school and all that good mess. But I have 2 questions for you, and if I don't get to hear my answer, I'll just listen to it on the archive later. First question is, what do you think about the rumors of Hulk Hogan wanting to change AJ Styles' name to better suit his heel persona and all that, make him better? And my second question is, what do you think about WWE NXT? Is it going to be big or is it going to be a bust? All right, talk to you guys later.
Thanks, buddy. All right, there you go.
Man. As the first question, as far as changing AJ Styles' name, I hadn't heard that. I had heard that there was talk of dyeing his hair to blonde to match Ric Flair. That stuff on Impact last week, by the way, was awesome. With it was the last week or the week before where they did the stuff.
The backstage stuff with the girls. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't like it. I don't like AJ playing that character. It doesn't fit for me. He doesn't seem like the type to be that flamboyant character.
They had Flair back there at one point, and he was like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, Flair's awesome. Yeah, Flair's great. But AJ trying to be the new nature boy, he's just not that kind of character. He doesn't have the charisma to pull it off.
Well, the charisma. That's the key word right there. I mean, his mic skills.
Maybe Kazarian should be. He's the fucking pimp, man. He should be playing the ladies' man with Space Mountain and all that.
Or pair Kaz up with the Pope. Right?
There you go. That would work too.
Nice.
Oh yeah. And then the other question was the NXT, the next gen, or whatever the hell it's called.
Next Generation, yeah, that's going to be basically we talked about it in hour number 1. The deal with that is the best show to compare to is the UFC Ultimate Fighter, where basically the guys tough enough. Tough enough too. The guys go out and they follow the guys around, personal lives. I don't know if they're going to be in one house, or if they're going to follow them individually, throughout their daily routine or whatever, and then you'll build up. And basically, they want to build up characters. They want to get you interested in characters. They want you to know about their personal lives and shit like that, and then you'll showcase them on the TV. As far as whether it's going to be a bust or...
Well, see, Mr. Kennedy in the chat room says it can't be worse than ECW. I agree with that. So, I mean, it can't be any worse than that.
I mean,
ratings and quality-wise, it can't be any worse than ECW.
As far as ratings, 1.0, it can't be worse. Exactly, it can't be worse than ECW. So as far as ratings, I don't think it's going to be. It's going to make a big difference. I think that 1.0 rating that ECW got every week, I mean, that's a diehard fan base. That's your diehard. I mean, if you put your stuff through ECW on a weekly basis, you are a diehard fucking WWE fan.
I haven't seen it in years.
And so I think they're going to be there every Tuesday night anyway. So. All
right, there you go then. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. I've been trying to get through for a couple of weeks now. For some reason, do y'all not let Verizon phones through or something?
No, you're through now, buddy. What's up?
Well, we have the problem is, Bud, is we have one phone line, so a lot of people are trying to call in at the same time. So basically, until we can get a second phone line set up, we're gonna have problems. My apologies for that.
Oh, you're fine. The issue that I kind of wanted to talk about, aside of the Frankie Kazarian, Tiger Woods thing, is the status on Jeff Hardy. I'm a diehard Jeff Hardy fan, and I just want to know if y'all know, what the heck's going on with him.
Right,
that's
what is going on with Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
He's got the legal shit going on still, right? So he can't.
And that's part of the reason that he's not on TV. Basically, he's got. Here's the deal, and I've heard. North Carolina drug laws are brutal, from what I've heard. Mark Middleton lives down in North Carolina, and
Stephen here, he's got a problem with North Carolina. He can't get his license back, so he pays off some big ass fine.
Apparently that state is ridiculous when it comes to drug laws. So a lot of people think that he may do time, and I know that you've seen Matt Hardy. They came out and said, it's way overblown, it's this and that, da-da-da-da-da-da. There is some serious stuff because they were able to bring charges against him. They are going to take it to trial, which means they had enough evidence to take it to trial. And Matt Hardy,
they added a charge to the local felon. Yeah, so it's not getting any better.
And Matt Hardy was the one that says, this will all blow over. It's not going to go to trial. This and that, da 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 da. And then this comes out that it's going to trial. So this is a fairly big deal. And I think I think they're going to wait it out, man. They'll wait it out, see what happens with court. Obviously, it's going to draw a ton of media. Once he goes to trial, once he goes to court, that's going to draw a ton of media, and it's not going to be good media because it involves drugs and things of that nature. So basically, TNA doesn't want to draw themselves to somebody that's going to generate a ton of negative press in the coming weeks when he goes to trial. And if you bring him on and make him a focal point of your TV show, now it's really not the time. If you've got him under a short-term deal, there's no reason to rush him back. Just let things pan out, play out, and then bring him back in a major role if everything goes smoothly.
They're establishing a bunch of old guys from the past and elevating new stars. Right now, they don't really need him. He'll be perfect down the road when things start to get stale a little bit. Then you throw Jeff Hardy in the mix and it's fresh again. But speaking of TNA, did you see this? The Impact rating dropped to a 1.2, down from a 1.4.
The thing about that is, Impact was doing a 1.2 and a 1.1 for weeks on end. So that 1.4 was I don't know if you want to call it a fluke. What's that?
Yeah, but you would hope they could maintain that. It was the first shot back on Thursday after the Monday success. I think they need to get the Monday before it's too late and this thing goes out, man.
Exactly.
Well, they're talking about sometime in early March, right? So, it could be happening pretty soon.
Permanently, yeah. I've heard that it was going to go nothing. Even Eric Bischoff and Hogan on the pre-show here said.
Yeah, we heard Hogan say he got his wish list, brother. He's got his wish list.
Yeah, I don't think anything's confirmed, and if it is, they had some stuff up on Spike TV's website that they pulled down, and that may have just been a mistake. Who knows? But they may want to wait and make a major announcement themselves. TNA is obviously going to want to announce that if it were to happen. So it may happen in March, but there are ongoing talks, and we'll have to wait and see, man. I think eventually they're going to move to Monday.
Yeah, as a fan, I can't wait for them because then I'll be watching every Monday night because TNA is going to come correct, and then eventually WWE is going to have to do something to react if the interest in the general public starts swaying to TNA the way it did WCW when they first tried to go head to head. If it happens like that, WWE's going to have to respond, and then each show is going to get better, and you're always going to have some kind of good wrestling going on. Monday will be the wrestling night again. It would be great.
And if they went to Mondays in March, that's WrestleMania time. You know what I mean? And WrestleMania time, wrestling fans are drawn into the product. And if you were to put it on, I think you would have a better chance of drawing, a fairly good rating if you went to March. And then if you kept it, throughout March and did the weekly Monday night thing on a weekly basis, I think I think that would be the time.
I mean, it could go one of two ways if they go March. I mean, the interest in wrestling in general would be heightened because of WrestleMania fever, and that would help because there's more wrestling fans wanting to watch wrestling, and they're on Monday head-to-head, blah, 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 blah. But it could hurt them because it's WWE's marching to WrestleMania, whereas, I mean, that's not a good time to compete against WWE. They'll have the hot hand at that particular point. Everybody will be interested in their product more so than, this new thing.
Yeah.
God, my dog is snoring right now. I want to put the phone up to his face really bad.
Oh, Jesus. My dog, Reggie, he'll sit there on the bed and snore, but he shakes, man. It's like a heart attack.
Yeah, I looked that up, man. I got all worried the other night because my dog was doing it. Apparently it's nothing, so.
Yeah, well,
his arms and his paws will shake, and he'll, wake himself up, and it's bad.
Crazy.
But, it means nothing, apparently.
We had a great turnout tonight, but man, I know we still got a couple more news bits, but man, the chat room was packed. For those of you new people that tuned in tonight, lots and lots of new people tonight, which is crazy. If you like what you heard tonight, check back every Tuesday night. We're here 7 to 9 Eastern Time every single Tuesday, weekly basis. Tuesday, 7 to 9 Eastern Time. So if you like what you heard tonight, come back next Tuesday. If not, fuck you.
Real quick, let's get Callie on here one more time. Callie, what's up, man?
Hey, it's a quick question, MMA question, or UFC, or whatever. I heard the state of TNA, whatever, and when I think I asked this question before, but I'm going ahead and ask it again, you know me. When they said that how you talk to WWE wrestlers, and Bischoff and Hogan said yes, which ones do you think, if any, who actually called them and kind of said, I want to get out, I want to go to TNA, out of all the wrestlers you think on WWE? And one more question about Couture. Couture's unbelievable, I think, when he whooped up that old, whatever, what's his name, Coleman. He got. I remember he fought back in the day and got gassed in the second round. He was sitting laying there, and this is the same thing. He got gassed extremely fast, and Couture just choked him out. I think if he fights butt people like a Lesnar or Coleman, he gets his butt tapped, or even like a nut, like a Murray, whoop his butt also. But let's just say he fought like another one, like a Kimbo Slice. You think he could choke him out with these if they ever fought, or is Kimbo too strong, you think, for a veteran like a Randy Couture? And that's all, you guys. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Randy Couture would beat Kimbo with so much ease it would make your head spin. Randy Couture's not a heavyweight, so you're not going to see him fight guys like Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar. He's fighting 205 again, and he's put 2 wins together, Brandon Vera and now Mark Coleman. So he's moving up that ladder where he'll be fighting somebody like Lyoto or Shogun if Shogun wins the rematch, or Rampage and Rashad, whoever wins that fight. He's up in that mix right now, so it's a different weight class. But yeah, Couture would kill Kimbo. The other question he had, that would be better for you, Ryan. Who is some of the guys you think Hogan?
I was actually, I'm talking to my boys in the chat room.
Yeah, I was going to repeat it for you, so you didn't have to say that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's where I was headed. He said that Hogan was talking with guys. He said on the Bubba thing we played on the pre-show, Hogan said he was talking with people from WWE who's interested in making the switch. He said, who do you think would be some of the names in WWE interested in making the switch right now? I can't think of any, so I would figure you might know a little better than me.
The Big Show is one of them. But
there you go.
Eric Bischoff is, as noted on the pre-show, he was not a big fan of Big Show, but that rumor's been going on for quite some time where Big Show and Hogan
loves Big Show. Big Show loves Hogan too, yeah.
It's basically a double standard. So as far as Hogan talking to people in WWE, basically they said that there were a lot of guys in FCW that were pretty pissed off, and a lot of guys in WWE are pissed. I mean, guys that aren't being used, guys that want to work a lesser schedule, but Big Show is definitely one of the. I mean, it's not to say that he's going to leave WWE, and I think he's under a pretty long-term contract, to be honest with you. But
I think it's coming to the end of that long-term contract. If I'm not mistaken, he's got like a few years on it, I think.
He's definitely one of the names that Hogan talks to, and I would say that, as far as, I mean, he's got the tag belts now with Miz last night, so.
You want to do some chat shout-outs real quick before we get out of here?
Chat shout-outs, and then I'm going to play this voicemail one more time, and then we're going to go off the air with that, huh?
Beautiful idea. Great idea. All right.
So
I'll start at the top. We got Acer. I don't know if it's Acer or Ace-R, but he's in there modding. We got X in there modding. We got ACP35. AJ is my hero. Bill, Boone's son, Brock owns UFC, Caliban, Caveman, Connor, DJ Harm, DJ Thriller 1207, Dusty, NH, DX3000, Footage, Generation M, I Like Cheese, I Am Awesome, JM21, Jobber Joe, Killer B, Killjoy, and Cry Pitch C. You can take it from there.
Lithium, Living Dead Guy, Loco, Master 101, Master Kennedy, Morn Despania, Mr. Anderson. Not Nice is in there. I think Not Nice is the guy that I met in New York City. By the way, guys, if you missed in hour number 1, I'm going to New York City this Saturday night, taking a train down. So if you want to meet up, shoot me an email, webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. Buy you a beer. Obama Sucks, Pimpin' in Black, Ramstein 420, Ray 10, Ohio, R-Dub, Riff Rice, Sean C. 23, Tester, The Bad Guys, The Champs, The People's Champion 21, TNA 12, TNA Rule 2010, Ty 2343, Unbroken, Wally 76ers. So I believe we got all
the Vintage Cunt is in there as well. I don't think you put him out.
Vintage Cunt?
Yeah, the Vintage Cunt. I don't know what else it says. The Vintage Cunt, Hunger, Hammer. I can't read the rest of it. It's cut off, but Cunt Puncher was in there earlier.
Cunt Puncher, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's Rammstein too, by the way. That's like a band. But hold on, what was I gonna say? The poll. You're gonna play the voicemail before we got here. The poll's related to that. The poll question asked: should Ryan have played the infamous voicemail from earlier this hour with Tracy Brooks bitching about Frankie Kazarian? Yes was the resounding answer. 108 votes, or 82.44%. One's out over no, which had 23 votes, or 17.42%. So people wanted you to play that voicemail, so maybe play it one more time before we get out of here, man.
Ryan's friend Pink. Fuck you, Ryan, you piece of shit. Drop dead, you cunt.
Alrighty.
Woo!
Just spicing up, man.
Ouch. Ouch, huh? You know how much hate mail I get on a daily basis with you? You know what I mean? There's so much fucking hate mail from people, dude, that comes in. I could give a shit what you think of me, right?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Let's. I'm gonna air this voicemail, then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna wrap this some bitch up. We'll get out of here. We'll come back at next Tuesday night. So, with that being said, here we go with the voicemail. I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes.
Saved message. Yeah, it's Tracy, Frankie's wife. So, I just want to know why yesterday you were all telling me everything and you were sorry and you were crying and you regret it, but yet I get an email today saying that you guys did meet up, you flew around, you're supposed to fly here this weekend, you were in rooms having sex with other people in the room, this was all fetish stuff, but you did love each other. Now you're not answering your phone, so, but yeah, Frankie still denies it, so you have to understand my problem here, and be in your best interest to call me back. And yeah, I just can't believe this. Like, you had a chance to own up yesterday, and now you're owning up. Are you lying to your boyfriend so he can get off your back, or is he lying to me, or is my husband again still lying to me? Regardless of what you guys did, I said again, you both already cheated, so it doesn't matter. Just come out with the truth, because now he is still lying. And if there is a sex tape, better fucking send it to me. That's all I'm saying. And you better call me back.
And with that being said, that does it for another Tuesday night broadcast of WZR Radio. Matt B, it's been fun tonight, my man. We had a great second hour, and we'll be back looking like Kaz next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern. I'm on WZROnline.com. For Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
See you next Tuesday, 7 to 9 Eastern time. Pippin' like Kaz. Go!